Hello and welcome back to Project Ozone 3 Mythic Mode. This is episode 20, and today we're starting off in a different spot. Usually we start off in front of, we're so far up here, in front of the drawers, the storage drawers, but we're up here looking at the farm because I know we're going to need tons and tons of Inferium Essence. And I made that area over there with this in mind to make a farm, but I've just been putting off. It's a lot of work to build it out and everything, and to do it correctly, we're going to need something like this. This was a good spot for these, just to have this machine do this for the ender pearls, but this was roughly 12 by 12, a little bit shy, like 11 by 12, but the ideal size, due to the Lily Pads of Fertility, would be 14 by 14 because each of these can cover, if you put one in the middle, a 7 by 7 section, so you don't want any overlap. So we're going to make a 14 by 14 square that's going to have the plant gatherer automatically work, and that's why we needed plastic. So we did that with our tree plastic thing over there earlier in an earlier episode. And we had to have the hydraulic press to make these heavy tungsten pieces here. Also, we need a range upgrade, otherwise it would only pick the plant right in front of it. The plus 12 is the most expensive to make, but it's not hard at all to make. We're going to use that to power it. We're going to need a lot of buckets of water, so I have an ender tank that's hooked into my water system so that I can just plop it down and just get as many buckets of water as I need, because otherwise you're running back and forth and they don't stack. So we're going to make the Lily Pads of Fertility. Let's see what we got here. There's the recipe. So we're going to make, what's the recipe for these? Oh, it's pretty easy. Just the bones. If you have a mob farm, you're going to have tons of these. And this is from cactus greens. That cactus, if we look down there, right before I started the episode, I went down there and picked it and threw it in the smelter or in a furnace, and to turn it into the cactus green. So I'd have enough, and sure enough, because it has that one lily pad down there, it regrew, but we're going to have to fix that. I'm going to put a lily pad right over there just to make sure this stuff grows quickly. Even that little sugar cane doesn't want to grow and spread, so we'll fix that, and we're going to fix that. So let's do this real quick. We can put this here, and you notice if you do one bone, you get that. So if you're short on bones, you can get it that way. If you're short on gunpowder for some reason, you can get that way. And if you need slimes really bad and don't have a rice farm yet, you can go that way. But you can turn regular rice into, the rice slimes into cubes and get your green slime balls that way. So we're going to get 64 of these. We need quite a few more. Then we'll spread that out like that. Looks like we're going to have an extra one. And now we have 21 Lily Pads of Fertility, which isn't terrible, but we need a lot more probably. So we're going to set that down there, and let's go downstairs real quick. There's the way up, and we're going to do two things. We're going to put this in here. We're going to need a ton of sticks. Let's just grab them all. We can grab that one bucket, but we have a bucket on us. We'll do it that way. We'll put these lily pads here. We've got that. We need our 10-10-10s because we're going to be growing tons of this. We'll grab the holes. Oh, and I didn't lock it. Oh well, we'll come back and lock these up correctly later. Let's get rid of it. Oh, I don't want to do that. There's the lock and quantity key. Let's fix that right now. The whole doing it later thing is just a bad idea because then you always forget. If we click on here, they should all be quantified and then locked. Now they're all locked and quantified. Perfect. And I try to store that key that way. I don't want to use that yet. That was an interesting item. Let's put a lily pad down. So we need one right over here. We'll just put it right here. So it goes 1, 2, 3. So if we put it here, put a little bit of water, and put one lily pad down. Now that'll grow. It might grow right before our eyes. 3, 2, 1. Close, but no. I know you want to grow. So what I'm going to do is, when I'm going to come right back, And this will be amazingly done. I'll see you in a second. And a bit of a side note: if you don't know how to get these worms that automatically fertilize a 3x3 square, you just have to. Oh, there, I got one. I grab a diamond hoe and I just chop away at the ground, and now I've got 34 of them. I'd like a lot, so I'll get a bunch and I'll come right back. So what I decided was I wanted to go. Oh, you saw that? I went in this far, and it should be about 4 and 4 from each side. And then I planted a worm, and then I made a hole, filled it with water, and put one lily pad there. Now the problem is, and this will cover the 7x7 area, but the problem is I definitely want to use the worms. I could just hoe this, and this would keep it as farmland. But if you ever step on the ground like this, you could step on this ground, and it would turn back. But if you ever step on that ground, then you got to fix it. So I'm just going to use a worm in the middle. Even though the worm, it's a little bit of an overlap, this is what I care about more. And there we go. And that's going to be a 7x7 area. And then I'll duplicate that to make it 4 times. I'll be right back. All right, so now we have the 7x7, which is 14x14 area. We have our dancing worms. And the neat thing is when you put the dancing worm down on a piece of ground like this, occasionally, just by him moving around, you'll get some extra worms back that way. But if you take them away, you definitely lose the worm. And then it goes back to regular grass. And the grass will spread. So there we go. Now we're going to plant a bunch of these, but we're going to do it using, got all that. We'll just go like this. We're going to use it 2 ways. I only have 64 of the 10 by 10 seeds here, and I need a lot more of those. So what I'm going to have to do is some of this crop is going to be done this way. They'll be planted regular, and then next to it will be an empty crop so that these 10 seeds can spread into this. So that's what I'll work on next, and I'll probably work from, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. I'll just work from this way and let it all work out. And it's going to be a lot of this. So this is why we have that creosote oil that with our farm over there, because you're going to need so many of these treated wood sticks from the treated wood, and that's done with, where was the pattern for that? Not chiseling. That's where you put the regular wood around a bucket of creosote oil, and you get that, and then you make the sticks, and then you make the crop sticks. So I'll be back in a second again. Oh boy, have I learned a lot. I planted all these, and I realized that you don't have to do the mutations where you put down 2 crop sticks and have it mutate across. Just 1 crop stick and in each square, and they'll spread all the way out. So these are all now 10s, and I put a few extra emergency seeds back in our storage over there. Now I place this down, the plant gatherer, without any upgrades, and I put the wireless transmitter on top, and sure enough, it's been only running for maybe 30 seconds. It's only picking right there, and as soon as that grows, which it grows really fast, how many? 47, and we'll see that one. So we got 13 on that spot, and it grows really fast. So now I said, okay. I looked at it and I said, oh, and it's getting the sludge, so we have to deal with that too. Okay. So I said, we can do this. Trees, plants. Oh, it's over to 64 now. This is right. Show the area. Always on. Let's put a one of these on here. Oh, there. Now it's not working, and now we can turn it on, and now it's working. There, got 12 on that time, so it's a little bit random from each. These have been upgraded so much to 10s that you can get quite a bit, maybe even 16 from one plant. So then I said, okay, let's upgrade its area. And that I did like this. Oh, that I did like that. That's why we needed the plastic. So let's put that in there. And now it's going to go even bigger. Now it's kind of stretching out. Even though that's picked, it's going to pick another spot. and another spot. And I said, still, well, that's fast-ish. I don't see it like really stretching out and going crazy though. So I looked online and I found that there are speed upgrades for this. Maybe it's always trying the same spot. I don't know where it's actually picking from for that one, but it wasn't too crazy impressive. I'm looking and I don't see anywhere it's picking. So I wanted a speed upgrade. So I learned how to make these. Now there's a fortune upgrade, but we need pink slimes, and to get the pink slime stuff it was too hard. So I said, what about just these, the speed upgrades? That's made from the Tesla Core mod, and that's easy to make. Base add-on, just a bunch of paper. So I made these, and then I even made the next tier up. Oh, there. Oh God, now it's going crazy. Okay, so let's clear this out, and it's even more. Now let's put one of these in. I tried to put this one in first, and it doesn't let me. So I'm going to put one of these in, just with one speed upgrade. Now it's going pretty fast. Now let's put the next one up. And oh, craziness. It's picking. There, I can see where it's picking now. But it's regrowing so fast that it's just crazy. So much so that we've filled this up already. It's already full. It can't pick anymore. So let's turn this thing off. And we're going to deal with two things. We're going to have to deal with the sludge, and we're going to do that right now. Let's see. Can this just export from the side? No, but we can do this. We can take that and that. We have a resonance, so that's going to pull the fluid out pretty quickly here. We'll put two of these down. And then the excess, we want the excess to go into 4 of these. I suspect we're going to get quite a bit. And then we'll just pull the stuff out from here. We'll turn that on right away and see how much we get, how much is coming out of there. So a full tank gets us 8 millibuckets, and there's the 8. And when this goes over the 8 from here, I'll make it so it pulls the stuff out of here. I just push shift right click to get them to connect. They're going to dump in here, and we'll make this always on. So only when it gets up to here will it start to fill these buckets up. And I think this machine will still run even if it has too much sludge in it. It'll just run and the sludge will be voided. So let's do a couple of things. We're going to turn this back off so it doesn't hurt our frames per second. Although this is probably going to hurt our... If we get too many of these, we'll just lower the number of essences. And then we're going to have to deal with the unbelievable number of, let's put these away. We're going to have a system that dumps just our crops into its own thing. What we'll probably end up doing is, let's go back to the house. What we'll probably be doing is, I've already got 3,000. That was just from a blink of an eye. We'll probably have like a farm storage drawer type thing here. And I'll just have, this will be like brown, the color brown, that for earthy type stuff. I've already used green for green. We'll use brown color, and we're going to pump them out as fast as we can. It's going to really have to keep up with the system, and then I'll use probably these barrels and see how fast we can fill up a barrel. And we'll just go like that. Maybe we'll make it all a barrel system and just pipe them in with the snake, where it snakes back and forth like that, and we'll do the barrels. So let's do that. I'll be right back in a second. Okay, now we've set up the next step where it's going to deal with the sludge, and we're going to have to deal with the extraction and storage of all these essences. I'm hoping that this will be enough. I also didn't have brown dye, so I used the cactus green for that dye, and then some ink from an ink sac. So I went green, not lime green, but dark green, black, and dark green. And then I have one over there. as part of our new system of storage for just these things, and then it's going to expand. I'll put rice over here. I'll put the wheat. I'll put all the different things spread out from here. Maybe just in a line of wheat or a line of that, or maybe just one of each because it's going to be so ridiculously fast. So we'll figure it out. But I do need a lot of these. I also had to take away the switch because I wanted to make sure it was extracting out of here fast enough. I don't know if these are going to be able to keep up. I might even have to dig down and withdraw from the bottom. So here we go. Let's see if this system can keep up with it. Oh boy. Let's turn it on. Active without there. Okay, it's doing its thing. It might not even be, you know what? This thing might not be able to keep up with the number of, it might have so many that I would have to need another one of these to actually pick. Let's see if it actually is picking them faster than it can. Oh, it's picking them pretty fast, but look, the growth rate is outstripping the picker on like super speed. Now I could put multiple, I don't know if you can put another one and another one, but that's ridiculously fast. If I find out that I still don't have enough, this is growing faster than it can be picked by that super fast machine. Now let's see if this is clogging up the system. Oh boy, how much did we get of this already? Oh, we got 5 buckets there, so probably 5 buckets in each. 6 buckets, 6. So that's coming in nice. This is pulling them out of there fast enough. So then this must be working. This must not be getting overfilled, although I'm feeding in with 3 at a time. So let's go take a look at the home area. Oh boy. And I just set up a really quick, easy distribution system here. I'm pulling 3 from 3 sides here and distributing it into the Yaba barrels. The Yaba barrels are pretty easy to make, and I'll just slap one down. There's a regular item barrel, and then I use this infinite capacity upgrade, which are really cheap to make, and I slap that on there. Then shift right click, and I say locked. So it's locked just to that item. Now, then you can pop it on like that, and we'll put these over here. And then I break it, and I put it in part of the system. So I set it up first, and then I connect it to the system. Like this would have another extension right here. Then I'd add this to the system. Same thing over here, like it's doing right now. That's backed up, so I come over here and I pop that off, and what was it? It doesn't have a spot for Yellorium. So I double check. Sorry for the... See, I can't double click it in there. So then I come back over here and I go, why is that? Probably because I don't have Yellorium set up. So we could just pop it right here for now. And it should unplug this system. Let's find out if that's the case. Yep. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that there's enough space for the Yellorium by just shift right clicking over here to make sure we have enough. We'll put one of these in there. Now we've got tons of space in case I end up with lots of Yellorium. Alright, so that's how I check this system. If it's ever red like that, that means there was something that was trying to find a home and it can't. So, there we go. Let's find out in the very short time. Oh, this is going to be an unbelievable number, I think. Since we just had this running, 15,000 of them. That's not bad. Is it stopped? Is it not updating? Oh, now it is. 16,000. So this is going to... I suspect I may need a third or a fourth or, I don't know, some kind of a better, deeper system, because this is going to get... I don't know how many can hold. Well, we're going to find out. All right. This is pretty amazing. Let's go take a look at that farm again. Oh, not that one. It's nice having all the different little buttons on there. So this thing's cranking along. Wonder what we could use the sludge for. Ooh, I bet you it's something good. No, it's not. Well, no. Sludge. Sludge doesn't sound good, does it? Uses. Sludge refiner? So we could use sludge in a refiner to make all these different things. Grave dust, nice. Soul sand, red sand, and sand. Not terribles. I mean, we have something. Is there anything else we can use it for? Oh, and then we put the sludge into these, and we get magnetic florbs. We put them into cans, but it looks like the sludge refiner is doing its thing. So we'd have dirt. Oh, it's got a few things. Gravel, sand, and grave dust. So that's interesting. We could actually have them make stuff out of this sludge once it becomes full. If we need more materials, which maybe we don't. I don't know. Let's go on to the next thing. Oh, I gotta look from up top here. I should break this off because otherwise I'll be too tempted to get near the edge. It's doing its thing. Is it plugged up? No. Is it still running? Yes. And I wanted to fix this so the cows can't get out. Let's go over there real quick. There's no real quick. I still don't have like super speed or anything. I'll put one right here and one right. Oh, we'll put one right there so you can still see that there's a way out. There. Interesting. But now the cows won't be able to squeeze through here. All right, let's go back up top, and we're going to go over the rest of this list. That's so neat. And it's working that far away. Let's go over here. Before we go up there, let's do this. Let's we'll put that away. Looks like we have to eat. And I've been using these s'mores that come from the mob sorter. They're kind of nice. They give quite a bit of. They give a lot of saturation and 4 turkey haunches. I don't know what those are called. I like coming up here to clear my head up here. It's just nice up here. You can look down on everything. Beautiful. Let's take a look. So we've gone over, we made that. That's a beautiful, easy thing. Pulverizer upgrades. These are important because I noticed my pulverizers down here were not keeping up, and I didn't want to have to build more. And I said, okay, I'd rather have more, spend more power than build more of these machines. And so, if you notice a little bit of gray right here, when you click on them, I think I did it to all these, you do it with one of these kits. At thermal kit. And it allows for more and more upgrades and augments. There we go. So let's we make that very simple. The next tier, simple as well. So I'll probably be making, but you're going to need fused glass, and we'll go over how to make that in a moment as well. So I kept clicking here, and I wouldn't get it. It would say no, you can't do it. No, you can't do it. So then I figured out the kits, and you just walk up with a kit in your hand, right click on it, and now you can augment it. And as you add more of these kits to it, you get more augment slots to use more things. So you could actually put, I think you can even put multiples of these things in there. But now it's working, I would say, almost twice as fast. So much so that, sure enough, it went through all that material. I was getting backed up, and now it's not. So let's see if we can put this back over to only doing the netherrack. And we can even do this one too. We'll say these two. So now I'm not overly stocked. Also, because of that, there was a bottleneck on energy. So I got rid of that, and I just slapped down one of those wireless transmitters like this on the wall here. I put one over at this end, and it serves all of these things. I put one hidden back here, and I don't think we could see it. Let's see. You can see it way down there. I put one down there too, but it's hidden behind it. So now it's powered that way. So it's a lot better, and we already went over these. But look at that. I don't have any overflow anymore. Now that might be a little bit concerning. So we should probably, it's a good idea to always check on your, what? Don't tell me I just have that. Oh, that's my netherrack random chest. This is my essences random chest. I'll probably have to have a essence area work area as well. let's just double check. Is this backed up? Not backed up here, there. Each area is not backed up, so it must be working, and we'll just take a jump up here to make sure. That's doing stuff, that's doing stuff, and that's doing stuff. Now the thing is, I'm not backed up anymore, and as you can see, this is overkill. I have all those pulverizers going, feeding in all the from that whole other room, pulverizing the sand, the dust, and the gravel. But now it's caught up because I've sped up everything. I've made individual things. I'm not backed up at all. So you could probably we've seen how many pulverizers. Sorry about that. I hit the mic. How many pulverizers I have? You could probably just make maybe like a 4x4 of this, and it would be able to keep up with that. So that just gives you an idea. You don't need this crazy overkill that I went with, but I learn as I go. Let's go back to the front now. To make those kits, you're going to need. It's called like hardened glass, but it doesn't give. It's not. They don't make it very clear. What reality is, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you take this and you put it in the alloy smelter, we'll just grab that. No, not that one. Not that one. We'll put it in here. And what it does is it takes 4 and it turns it into a fused glass, which actually works for the recipe. Let's see if I can put all these away in our system. And that's the output from all my alloys, because I'm working on this stuff still to make a auto alloy smelter thing. Let's see. Perfect. I had room for everything. There's the fused quartz right up there, which is made from the nether quartz. And now I can actually, because I have in that last episode, I was able to do a silk touch, which I should have been able to do ages ago. I can go back down in the nether and grab that last piece of nether quartz and put it down for the carrot, that carrot thing, and get the quest done that way. Let's take a look at this. Where are we at? We've got this one done, this done, this done. The rice push and pull. Let's go take a look at that real quick. I want the whole idea is to really automate everything completely. So with this rice, what I did was I said, what really can we make the, when I'd go pick it, and pretty soon I won't even be picking it anymore. I sat there and I said, what can I make with this? Well, a bunch of different recipes. Resonant rice, I said, what is that all about? Rice seeds, that makes sense. And then the dough balls, but not too much. We can make paper, but I may end up making paper if I get so much rice that way, but you can do it with sugar cane as well. And then just a bunch of different foods. So I said, okay, if that's the case, it's a very limited kind of ish things. I said, let's do this where I won't have to make the rice into dough by hand. This machine pushes and pulls from the same side, but because it taught the rice that way, it makes the dough. It makes the dough if it finds rice like this in here. So it pulls it out, puts the dough back in. This takes the dough out. I had to power it with this little catch thing, and it just does it more automation because those rice balls are used. Those slime rice balls, they're used in a lot because you can change those into the other kind of slimes very easily as well. So there's a lot to it. There was a lot. Let's find out how many. What do you guys think? Go ahead and comment below how many of those are ready. I'm gonna guess 107,000. Let's take a look. Oh, that's only 58,000. That's way worse than I thought. But that's a ridiculous number still. And I think if we put another gatherer, we could even double that. And then you put Fortune 3 on there, it would be insane. But you need so many of these. You need millions of these. So at least I think so from past experience. Let's take a look at the list. Resonant rice. Oh gosh. Now here's the thing. Um, I made this resident rice because I didn't know what it did, and I oftentimes I find stuff and I say, well, what does it actually do? So I came up here, I removed this, I broke this, and I figured it out. Let's take off our armor so you can see where this is heading. I'm on unbreakable stuff. I'm up high. I'm away from my other stuff. Oh boy. So I sat there. I made the resonant rice. The recipe is a little bit of a nugget, some gunpowder. That should give you a clue. And the Inferium nugget. I hope this doesn't hurt. I mean, hurt that. Here we go. And you just right click, and it explodes, but it didn't break this stuff. I should have tested it by putting one of those over there. But now my armor, I hope it didn't hurt it. Didn't look like it, but last time I tested it out, I had my armor on. That wasn't good. Because it's getting more and more expensive to do that. If you guys know, let me know in the comments why it gets more expensive as you use the anvil to repair. Is there a way around that? Because I was using like 67 levels just to repair this. Not good. I didn't like that. I'm going to try to make unbreakable armor. So let's put this up. I just had this up here as a reminder because there's a way you make steel up here with this. So I just put it up here, and I'm going to have to make more of that kind of steel. And I'll do it like that. Also, we're coming up on our 200th video. I think we're at 194. There's some other ones too, but on the main channel here, it's 194 videos. And we're closing in on 1,000 subs. And at that, it unlocks all kinds of things. And it really encourages me to continue making these videos. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing Path of Exiles. I always call it Exiles. I don't know why. It's Path of Exile. They should rename it to Path of Exiles. It's easier. The Crucible League's coming out, so I'm going to get ready for that and play Ruthless. I'm going to continue playing this. There's so much to do here. It's unbelievable. This could go on for a year, this series. But if you guys sub or like or comment all three of those things, any of them, really do help a lot, and it helps the channel grow and get the word out. Because I really do try hard to make good content and walk people through things and show the progression step by step. So it helps a lot. Fluid trash cans, resonant easy sponges. Easy sponges. And then we'll do the fluid trash cans. Do I have the easy? I don't have the easy sponges. Let's go back down to our. I knew that as I'm going exploring, I wanted, and I just never use these things, but if you find a bunch of water somewhere, you're going to want to use these easy sponges. So I've got them in my other backpack, in that iron backpack that I carry around. The recipe was a slime ball, and I can make the slime balls, these green ones, with any of these slime balls, and you just plop it down, and it absorbs all the water around there, so you don't have to sit there and pick it up. There might be one for lava too, so that if lava falls down, it could absorb the source block of the lava. I'll have to look into that. If you guys know, let me know. And then lastly, but not least, I think it's the most nicest quality of life thing you can do to your smelteries. See this right over here? I did it over here as well. But if you put a fluid trash can, they're easy to make, a hardened fluid duct, and then a servo on there, and make sure it's on high, because often what happens is, see how we have that one ingot? You'll be making a bunch of these. You'll be making a bunch of and I just pour that out, and then you've got this one, and you come over here and you're like, oh, I want to do whatever. Iron gears, and I like having this just for gears. It'd be nice to have one for plates, one for gears, and just sit there and just make backups of everything. Then it kind of runs in the background. Well, the problem is with the timer. The problem is I don't want to have to break these down, and if you use a hopper, then it puts it in here, and then it drops it, and then you got to pick it out of there. It's just not fun. So what I did was, there's the liquid, there's the excess. I just made a switch. Gone. and then it makes it a lot smoother. So you could do that on all of them. It's a little trickier over here because you don't have access. You could just put it right in front and put a drain on the front of all of these and then switches all the way across and do it that way. It's up to you. I just did it on the first one over here. Not bad. Oh, let's go see how many Gaias. How many Gaias do you think we have? We've been running these things. I think we have 5 or 6 running. I'm going to guess 4 Gaias. 7! Nice! Oh boy. So with that... Oh, there's another. And another. So many levels. I want to make an advanced elevator that just takes me all the way to the top too. But there's a limited range on these things of, I think, like 32 blocks. So maybe like a double elevator. 2 jumps will get me to the top. But I think we're in good shape, and with that, we should be wrapping things up. I had feather fall on my boots. That's why I didn't take as much damage. At least I think that's why. That's cruising along. We're in a lot better shape. I can start planting the other things that I need. Once I've got these all 10, 10, 10, then I just go over there and I plant X, Y, or Z of like 4 rice and 4 wheat and 4 of those, and I think that will be plenty of. It'll pick it so fast and have so much that it'll be in good shape. And we have that machine covers so much that I think we'll be in good shape as well. If it doesn't, I can always move the machine over and maybe make a second one. But look at that, it's working. It's just look at that. So I think, and it kind of does in a pattern like that. I think it'll work. I think it'll be able to keep up and work just fine. And if need be, I can reduce the number of Inferium. I think we're in good shape. Pretty good. I like all the progress, and I'll see you in the next episode. There's actually a mod that lets you go to the other planets, too. I'm not even close to that, though. I have to make spaceships. Oh. So many worms.